for this week. And our lesson for today will be about market research. So what is market research?
Market research or marketing research process can be defined as the process of gathering, analyzing, and interpreting the information about the products or the services to be offered for sale to the potential consumers in the market. It is very important, especially to those who want to sell a new product in the market. Because in market research, you gather information about your target market, audience, buyers, customers persona, or demographics. Dito mo malalaman kung gaano ba ka-viable o kung gaano ka-successful ang ilalunch mo na product or service. So, makikita mo kasi dito kung kailangan ba talaga yung service or product mo. Kung ma-afford ba nila. Kasi titingnan mo din dito kung ano yung work nila. Ano yung range ng salary ng target market mo. Dito mo makikita kung ano yung kailangan talaga nila. Ano yung mas pwede mong i-improve sa service package mo. Makikilala mo talaga yung target market mo. The more you know them, the more you can give more useful products and better service. Because through market research, you can determine what are the problems that they are mostly facing. So, offer product or services that will be adapted as solutions to the consumer needs. Data collection is the most valuable tool of any type of research study. Inaccurate data collection may cause mistakes and ultimately lead to invalid results. Here are some tips in gathering data. Organize collected data as soon it is available. Know what message you want to get across, and then collect data that is relevant to the message. Collect more data. Create more data. Regularly run experiments or collect data. Challenge your assumptions. Set reasonable expectations and take note of interesting or significant data. There are 3 different data collection techniques. These are the survey, interview, and focus group discussion. Surveys are the most common way to gather primary research with the use of questionnaires or interview schedule. This can be done via direct mail, over the phone, internet or email, face-to-face or on web. When designing or constructing your own research questionnaire, remember the following guidelines. Keep it simple as possible. Make sure it is clearly appealing and easy to read. Cluster or block related questions. Move from complex questions to more specific questions. Make sure questions are concise and easily understood. Avoid questions that are difficult to answer. And make sure any response scale used are consistent with categories that are mutually exclusive. Interview is one of the most reliable and credible ways of getting relevant information from target customers. It is typically done in personal between the researcher and the respondent, where the researcher asks pertinent questions that will give significant pieces of information about the problem that he will solve. The interview is also helpful even when the business has already started, because the customer's feedback provides the entrepreneur a glimpse of what the customers think about the business. Interviews normally last from 15 to 40 minutes, but they can last longer depending on the participants' interest in the topic. Merong 2 klase na interview. These are the personal and telephone interviews. Pag sinabi nating personal interviews, these are the traditional method of conducting an interview. It allows the researcher to establish relationship with the potential participants and therefore gain their cooperation. It generates highest response rates in survey research. It also allows the researcher to clarify indefinite answers and, when necessary, seek follow-up information. Telephone interviews are less expensive and less time-consuming, but the disadvantages are that the response rate is is not as high as the face-to-face interview, but considerably higher than the mailed questionnaire. Focus group discussion, or FGD, is an excellent method for generating and screening ideas and concepts. It can be moderated group interviews and brainstorming sessions that provide information on users' needs and behaviors. The following are the considerations in the use of focus group discussion in the market research. The length of the session is between 90 and 120 minutes. Usually, conduct focus group discussion with 8 to 10 participants per group. Assign an expert moderator or facilitator who can manage the group dynamics. Use semi-structure or open format discussion, and strive for consistency in the group's composition. For example, it may not be advisable to have business customers and retail customers in the same focus group. Their needs are very different. And now, let's discuss the marketing mix. Marketing mix is a set of controllable and connected variables that a company gathers to satisfy a customer better than its competitor. It is also known as the P's in marketing. Originally, there were only 4 P's, but the model has been continually modified until it became 7P's. The original 4 P's stands for product, place, price, and promotion. Eventually, 3 elements have been added, namely people, packaging, and positioning to comprise the 7 P's. Product refers to any goods or services that are produced to meet the consumer's wants, taste, and preference. An example of goods includes tires, MP3 players, clothing, and many more. An example of services includes hair salon, engineering, and accounting firms. Product can be tangible or intangible, as it can be in form of services or goods. When we say tangible, ito yung mga bagay na nabibilang, nahahawakan, at nakikita natin. At ang intangible naman, this is something that we cannot see, touch, and does have any physical existence. These include trademark, goodwill, patent, brand, copyright, intellectual property, and many more. The second P is place. Place represents the location where the buyer and seller exchange goods or services. It is also called as the distribution channel. It includes any physical store as well as virtual stores on online shops on the internet. Here are the stages of distribution channel. Channel 1 contains 2 stages between producer and consumer, a wholesaler and a retailer. A wholesaler typically buys and stores large quantities of several producers' goods and then breaks into bulk deliveries to supply retailers with the smaller quantities. For small retailers with limited order quantities, the use of wholesalers makes economic sense. Channel 2 contains 1 intermediary. In consumer markets, this is typically a retailer company that buys products from the manufacturer or wholesaler and sells them to end users or customers. In a sense, a retailer is an intermediary or middleman that customers use to get products from the manufacturers. And the channel 3 is called direct marketing channel, since it has no intermediary levels. In this case, the manufacturer sells directly to the customers. The third P is the price. The price is a serious component in the marketing mix. In the narrowest sense, price is the value of money in exchange for product or service. Generally speaking, the price is the amount or value that customer gives up to enjoy the benefits of having or using a product or service. Promotion refers to the complete set of activities which communicate the product, brand, or service to the user. The idea is to attract people to buy your product over the others. Advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, direct marketing, and social media are examples of promotion. People are the ultimate marketing strategy. They sell and push the product. People are the one of the most important elements of marketing mix today. This is because the remarkable rise of the services industry. Products are being sold through retail channels today. If the retail channels are not handled with the right people, the product will not be sold. Services must be first class nowadays. The people rendering the service must be competent and skilled enough so that the clients will patronize your service. Packaging is a silent hero in marketing world. Packaging refers to the outside appearance of a product and how it is presented to the customers. The best packaging should be attractive enough and cost efficient for the customers. Packaging is highly functional. It is for the protection, containment, information, utility use, and promotion. When a company presents a product or service in the way that is different from the other competitors, that is called positioning. Positioning refers to a process used by the marketers to create an image in the minds of the target market. Solid positioning will allow a single product to attract different customers for not the same reasons.
And our next lesson is developing a brand name.
Brand name is a name, symbol, or other feature that distinguishes a seller's goods or services in the marketplace. Your brand is one of your greatest assets because your brand is your customer's overall experience of your business. Brand strategy is a long-term design for the development of a popular brand in order to achieve the goals and objectives. Branding is a powerful and sustainable high-level marketing strategy used to create or influence a brand. Branding as a strategy to distinguish products and companies to build economic value to both customers and to the brand owners. There are 7 commonly used in branding strategy. Number 1 is the purpose. Every brand makes a promise, but in market, in which customers' confidence is little and budgetary observance is great, it's not just making a promise that separates on one brand from another, but having a significant purpose. Number 2 is consistency. The significance of consistency is to avoid things that don't relate to or improve your brand. Consistency aids to brand recognition, which fuels customers' loyalty. Number 3 is emotion. You should find ways to connect more deeply and emotionally with your customers. Make them feel that they are part of the family, and use emotion to build relationships and promote brand loyalty. Number 4 is flexibility. Marketers should remain flexible to this rapidly changing world. Consistency targets at setting standard for your brand. Flexibility allows you to adjust and differentiate your approach from your competition. Number 5 is employee involvement. It is equally important for employees to be well-versed in how they communicate with customers and represent the brand of your product. Number 6, loyalty. Loyalty is an important part of brand strategy. At the end of the day, the emphasis of positive relationship between you and your existing customers set the tone for what potential customers can expect from doing business with you. Competitive awareness. Do not be frightened of competition. Take it as a challenge to improve your branding strategy and craft a better value in your brand.
Class, you have to remember the ways on how to conduct a market research, the 7 P's of marketing mix, and the branding strategy. Dahil magagamit nyo ito, balang araw, kung maisipan nyo maging negosyante at sa finals nyo. Because after your midterm exam, magkakaroon kayo ng online bazaar. Mararanasan nyo kung paano ba magbenta ng isang produkto. And I will explain that on our next meeting. I-explain ko muna kung ano ba yung mga activities na kailangan nyong gawin about sa lesson natin. And this is your first activity.
Activity 1. Write down the first company or product that comes into your head when you see this color. What's the first brand you think of when you see these colors? For example, red. Ang unang pumapasok sa isip ko ay KFC. So, you will write KFC sa tapat ng red. And then activity 2. Meron ditong 10 questions and you will write the letter of the correct answer before the number. And activity 3 will serve as your performance task. On this activity, you will choose your partner and conduct a survey about the most favorite snacks in your barangay. Interview at least 10 people in your barangay, ages 13 and above. Document all the activities you did while conducting the survey. Make your own survey form. Use the format provided below. You have to take a picture while conducting the survey. Kailangan kita kayo at yung taong sumasagot ng survey form nyo. At i-attach nyo to sa module na ipapasa nyo.
That's all our lesson for this week. If you have any questions, you can message me through my Facebook account and Gmail account. Good luck to your module and stay safe.